Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Uh, Welcome to the lecture series of irrigation engineering. In these tutorials, we will cover the syllabus of irrigation engineering for 8th semester students of undergraduate program Civil Engineering Department, UT Peshawar. My name is Arshad Ali, lecturer, Agricultural Engineering Department. Today is our first lecture of irrigation engineering, and in this part of tutorial we will discuss some basic information and introductory points about the course. So today our class outline will be first we will have some basic information about the course of irrigation engineering. Then we will have the course aims and the CLOs. For example, like after completion of the course, what will be achieved, okay, and what will be the course learning outcomes. Then we will have a brief introduction about the syllabus, that what chapter and what topics we will be going to cover, and the recommended books which we will be using in this irrigation engineering. And then we will have our first chapter about the introduction to water resources. So in this first part of the tutorial, we will cover these outlines. So the course name is irrigation engineering. Its code is CE402. The course duration will be one semester, and there will be 15-16 weeks classes, and 3 credit hours per week. We will have 3-hour class. The course, the prerequisite for this course is known, since it is a basic and is a depth and breadth course. So first we will have some introductory points in each and every topics, and then we will have some then we will be going into depth of their topics for the designing, planning and management purposes. What is the course aims and the CLO? So the course aim is basically to develop the understanding among the student towards the water resources. We will be discussing in detail the irrigation engineering, but at this time, if we define the irrigation engineering, so actually irrigation is the artificial supplying of water to the soil for raising the crops. Okay, we have two means of the application of water into a specific area. Either it will be a natural rainfall, and if natural rainfall is not available, then we will be applying the water artificially. So the artificial application of water to soil for the raising of crops, that is called the irrigation. And then the planning and designing for that application of water is called the irrigation engineering. Yeah, we can say that the provision of the right amount of water at the right time in the right place, that is the irrigation. So before going into the detail of the irrigation engineering, first someone will understand about the water resources, that how much water is available and where it is available. If you know about the availability of the water and the position of the water, then you can manage it, then you can plan it, and then you can apply it for the agricultural purposes. So after completion of this course, the student will be able to understand the water resources, that what is water resources, how much water is available globally, and how much water is available regionally, then how we can manage it, how we can apply it, how we can control it. Okay, so for that purposes, first we have to know about the quantification of the quantification and availability of the water resources. Okay, if you know about the availability and quantification of water resources, then you will have to design some structure. See, we have 4 types of structure. First you have to store the water, so the storage structures will be required. Then for the if you are applying the water into agricultural area, then you have to convey that water. So you have to store the water, and then you will have to convey the water. After conveying the water into a specific point, you have to apply it into agricultural area. So the application structure will be required. And then also the distribution of the water in the field, that how you are distributing the water. So see, if you know about the water resources, that how much water is available, where it is available, then based on these constraints, you can store the water. So the storage structures will be required. Then you can convey the water into the point of utilization, you can apply the water, and you can distribute the water. So for storage purposes, conveyance purposes, application purposes, and distribution purposes, different hydraulic structures will be the designing and planning of different hydraulic structures will be required. And the irrigation system, that how practically you can apply the water in the field. Okay, so these will be our basic outcome. That first we will know about the water resources, then the hydraulic structures, then the different systems through which we can apply the water into agricultural land for the raising of crops. Also we will have some understanding about the salinity and the water logging. Water logging is that portion of the earth where the water table comes above the earth's surface. Okay, so again that area is not suitable for the raising of agricultural crops. Yeah, that area is not suitable for the agricultural activities. And salinity is also if there is some if sodium is deposited in the earth crust in the root zone, then again it is unsuitable land for the agricultural activities. So how the area will be developed, how the area will be reclaimed from the salinity and the water logging. Also we will discuss that what are the aims, what are the causing of the salinity and the water logging, what are its effects on the agricultural production, and how the area will be developed, how the area will be reclaimed from these problems, and water management practices. See, we know that water is a limited natural resource. So how we can utilize the right amount of water in the right place for the right at the right time. So that will be our course aim. So generally if we generalize this sentence, so we can say that after completion of this course, the student will be able to understand about the water resources, the designing and planning of different hydraulic structures, irrigation system, and the development of the land, reclamation of the land from salinity, and water logging and water management practices. Now how this course, how these aims of the course will be achieved if we achieve the course learning outcome. So upon successful completion of the course, the student will be able to define the basic irrigation and water resources engineering. See, if you are going into detail, if you are going into design, if you are going into planning, then you will have to know the basic concepts of the irrigation and the water resources engineering. See, irrigation is also called the water resources engineering. It is also called the science of survival, because in irrigation actually we are applying the water into agricultural land, and from that we are obtaining the crops which is necessary for the survival of the human beings. So that is also called the science of the survival. So the learning outcome of this course will be, first we will have some definition of the basic concepts of the irrigation and water resources engineering. Then we will have some detailed description of different methods, principles, and processes involved in irrigation. Like for example, if you are applying the water artificially into an agricultural land, so what principle we will follow, what are the different processes which will be followed, and what are the different methods through which we can apply the water artificially into agricultural area. And the third one, most important CLO of the course, is the apply the knowledge of irrigation engineering. So the terminology which you understand here, the method, the descriptions and principle and processes which you understand here, that will be applied, that knowledge will be applied to solve the basic and the complex problem. Again, what is the basic problem, what is the complex problem? That is the provision of the right amount of water in the right place at the right time. So that will be our course aim and CLO.